Hi, can everyone hear me well? If you can hear me, and if you can't, please type it in the chat. Just waiting for everyone to arrive. Yay! Perfect. So I posted one playlist. This is for the yin journey. And for the cacao, there is another one if you want to. You can always also just practice in silence. That's completely fine. Here you go. So good. Let me see. See the altar. So if you have something for smudging, it's great to start smudging your space right now before we start. So especially for the dragon's journey, you just want to have it all clean and clear. Maybe even open the window. So you only ride dragons that are yours, so you don't have to ride all the dragons we have in all our spaces. Maybe not. Maybe you're your only dragon. So we'll start off as always, so you can just close your eyes for a moment. You can bring your hands to touch the floor in front of you, or bring one hand to the heart and one to the belly. Just noticing your breath. And your heartbeat. And already allowing yourself to take deeper breaths. So you can feel your hand on the belly rise. And then fully exhale, maybe even through the mouth. Softening the body. Just noticing how you're feeling right now in this moment emotionally. Deep inhale into your heart space. Hold your breath for a moment. And then exhale, let it go. And then noticing the hands and how they're touching your body. And from there, start scanning your body from the toes to the top of the head. And just notice how you're feeling physically. If there's any tension. Deep inhale. And exhale. Bring the hands to your head or over your eyes. Bringing awareness to how you're feeling mentally today. Noticing the quality of your thoughts, ideas, memories, visions. Deep inhale into your headspace. And then allow your exhale breath to be really long and deep. Releasing the hands wherever they feel comfortable. For a moment, imagining how all the pieces of yourself are arriving into this space. I like to imagine pieces of myself lying towards my physical body and, like puzzle pieces finding its place. And at the same time, allow whether or not your puzzle pieces, to go where it belongs to. Gently bringing the hands to touch your chest. And just noticing if there is any, idea you have around the intention you would like to set for tonight's journey. The things you think you should be focusing on, and the things that actually feel like, needing attention. We'll open the space with a We'll do a full AUM from the base of your spine to the crown of your head. For that, you can release your hands or keep them on the heart. Taking a full breath in and a full breath out. One more time, breathing through the nose. Inhale for Om. Whenever you feel ready, you can open your eyes and just gaze at the candle flame in front of you. And, imagining we're sitting all in a circle right now, you would lift your gaze and just look around, make eye contact with everyone in the space. And we can't do this now physically, but maybe just for a moment you want to acknowledge, in whatever way helps you, that you're not sharing this space alone. Maybe you're, attending now, maybe you're watching this later. Knowing that no matter when you're doing it in time and space, it's still going to have some kind of ripple effect and, yeah, help you and support you. So, welcome to our ceremony of transformation. I'm super excited to ride the dragons with you tonight. It's been actually exactly a month since I've been riding the last dragon. It's been a little bit longer. And I've been doing in 3 days 11 hours of dragon riding and Kali chanting, and it was like way too much fire for my system. But for some reason, you're here tonight, so you might feel like you need some extra fire, some extra boost, some, it's like it's still here. You're still gonna be able to relax in some way. Maybe not the way you're used to relax, but I think in the end you might feel more relieved and lighter. Maybe not. Maybe you're also just gonna feel super messy and confused and like there's some things to deal with, and that's good too. Whatever it is whatever you need. So I'll just pull a card for us. Okay, it's this one. This one got moved. Okay, it's a blessing. It's the card of blessing and number 4. So heart. So yeah, tonight we'll be starting off with our cacao ceremony, and then we'll ride the dragons, and we'll finish our ceremony with our chant to Kali, our Kali mantra meditation. And for this meditation, if you want, you can use null beads. I just tell you now, so you can gather all the things that you need. I recommend you having either like really thin pillows or extra blanket or towel to pad your knees. And then, of course, if you have yoga blocks, amazing, gather them all. Maybe you have pillows, books, even like small chairs might do it, whatever you have. And once you're in the dragons, you know why, because you have to stay in them, and it should be somewhere easy to grab. We won't need them right now, but just give you a moment to gather what you need. It's also nice to have your journal. Sometimes if something is very intense, it's helpful to write it down. And yeah, it's since I can't be around you and smudge, you might want to have something for smudging close by, so that in case like you're just moving through something really intense and you want to be able to smudge, you can just like reach your arm to the candle. Maybe there's another candle just in front of your mat, however you have your mat placed. So seeing that, I'm smudging a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so just give you a moment to gather all that you might need. And an extra tip for riding dragons, you might want to have a shawl or a blanket that you can put on your head. So you can make a dragon's cave, and you can like really be there fully riding them. If you want, you can play some music, maybe the cacao playlist, but you can also just enjoy this practice in silence. So we'll be starting off with our cacao blessing. If you don't have cacao, that's fine. Whatever you have in front of you, you bless it. If it's a cup of water, it's a cup of water. Maybe it's tea. Maybe it's actually cacao. So you can have your cup either on the floor and bring your hands down, or bring your cup to your heart here. Closing the eyes. Lengthening the spine as you inhale. As you exhale, allow your shoulders to soften. Allow your hips to really ground down towards the floor, as if you're actually sitting back in yourself. Bringing awareness to why you're here tonight. What it is that you want to explore. Might be a challenge, might be something you don't seem to have a solution to. And maybe you want to call something in and make space for that. Allow yourself to put your intention into one simple sentence in something uplifting. So instead of saying, I want a less of this and that, it might just be, I'm open, or I'm open to receive my heart's message, or I'm open to trust my inner flow. I'm open to take risks and listen to my heart, whatever you need. So you choose your reminder. And then repeat this reminder 3 times. You can repeat it loud, you can sing it, you can repeat it internally. You're at your home. Taking a deep inhale into your chest. Holding the breath at the top, gently tucking the chin and just tuning into your heart. Hold the breath as long as it feels good in your body. Bringing awareness to your cup. We are calling in the spirit of cacao to support us on this journey back to our hearts. May the cacao support us to move through the dragons from a space of really taking care of ourselves, taking care of our minds, our bodies, our emotions. Calling in the spirits of the light, the spirits of all directions, all the gods and goddesses, Goddess Kali. Calling in the magic beings, the spirit of the forest, the earth, the sky. Calling in the spirit of water, of the sun and the moon. Calling in the angels, archangels, guardian angels, and all the light beings that want to support us here as we give thanks to the medicine of cacao and to all the hands that have been involved in bringing this medicine to us here now. Giving thanks to the earth, the seeds, the trees, and the fruit. Maybe stay centered in our hearts and really listen to its wisdom. Having the courage not just to listen, but also to take action. Maybe release what's not needed with as much lightness and grace as we can. Releasing things in appreciation for what was. Giving thanks to ourselves, the earth, the people, the air we breathe right now. Feel free to call in any spirits and people into this space that may benefit from it or uplift it. Your internal gratitude towards the cacao the medicine of the heart, giving thanks to it now internally and asking it for guidance, for support. Taking one more full breath into your heart, hold the breath, and exhale. Repeat your intention 3 times. Imagine how you're inhaling it into your heart and then you're exhaling it as you speak it into your cup. And from the cup, it's going to fill every single cell of your body and beyond. When you feel ready, you can just gaze at your cup, at the medicine. And whenever you feel ready, you can start drinking, savoring each sip. In this process, you can keep your eyes closed, tuning in inside of you, what's happening physically, mentally, emotionally, and energetically. Whenever you've finished your cup, you can just place it in front of you. Take your time. You can work with your breath here and hold it at the top, tuning into the heart. Important thing is tuck the chin slightly in so the energy stays contained in your chest. You can repeat it for 3 to 5 times, listening to your body. As we work with the energy of the goddess Kali tonight, may she cut with her sword through all our illusions, or at least a few, that hold us back from really stepping into our own full potential. May she shows us, or the energy of her, where we bullshit ourselves and just avoid doing what we know we need to do. Keep saying how we don't know what to do or what we don't have enough of so we can start. Taking a final breath in and out here. Maybe exhaling through the mouth, sticking your tongue out. And slowly open your eyes. Before we go onto our dragon's journey, I'd just like to show you a mudra that you can create with your hands when you're in the dragons as an extra support. And it's the mudra is called Kali's sword, and you bring your fingers together, like both palms together, then you interlace your fingers, all of them, and then you point your index fingers and your thumbs towards the front. And this is Kali's sword, so you can like really even like imagine how you're cutting through your own, illusions, bullshit, blah blah, things you think, and spin around in your mind. So that's the mudra, and you can just like really hold it tight and do it whenever you need it. So please get ready for the yin journey. If you need to go to the bathroom, best is to do it now. Maybe get some fresh air in, smudge. Whatever you do it, slowly. Notice what you're doing, and why, and just keep the energy and stay tuned in your space. You can also start playing our second playlist, The Dragon's Journey, that you can find in the chat. Just in case I post it one more time. Okay. So as I said, you might want to pad your knees. Best thing to do in yin is to actually put another blanket on your yoga mat. Or if you're at home, you might have even a carpet under your mat. And just have extra support for your knees. I mean, I have this little pillows. You might have something else. And the first shape that we're going to create is child's pose, also known as dragon's cave. So you can come on all four in tabletop, having your props really in front of you so you can grab them easily. And then bring your toes to touch and take your knees slightly wider than your hips, sitting back onto your heels, extending the arms forward, placing the forehead on the mat, or if you want, on a block or book. Leaving yourself a few moments here to just arrive. And what does this mean? Take a few breaths. Notice if you need to shift something in your physical body So you can feel as comfortable as possible to, be in this position. Allowing your breath to flow into your belly. Really feeling your belly up here. And then with the exhale, allow your upper body to melt towards the floor, releasing your shoulders, your elbows, neck, hips, glutes, and thighs. With every exhale, you allow your bones to become heavy, allowing gravity to, take place. Gathering the strength here that you have the capacity to deal with yourselves and all of the selves and all of the things you think you are or not. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. Taking your final breaths here. And just notice the palms of your hands touching the floor. As you carefully start walking them back towards your knees, really gently come back into tabletop and just find stillness for a moment before moving too much. And notice what's happening inside of your body, emotions, mind, and energy. Well, we're moving into our first baby dragon here, just to open the body. For that, you can bring your right hand to the middle, so close to the left hand. As you step forward your right foot, sliding the left leg towards the back of your room. And just know here that the further away you slide your knee, the more you're gonna feel it in your left hip flexor. So just choose something you can stay with a few minutes and breathe. You might want to take your blocks or whatever you have at home under your hands as extra support. And then roll your back for a moment and then inhale, open your heart here, your chest. Chin can stay slightly tucked in so the neck is not holding on to much tension. And just close your eyes, take a few breaths, and arrive in this baby dragon. Then we exhale, you soften even in this shape. Noticing where you're holding on to tension that is not needed. For example, in your jaw and face. Final breaths. We exhale through the mouth, stick the tongue out. Slowly remove your props. And very carefully shift your weight back towards the left knee. And you bring your right knee back into tabletop for a moment. And noticing how you're feeling. From here, we'll bring our left hand invert. And step our left foot forward, extending our right leg. Again, whatever props you use on one side, try them out on the other. Might feel good, maybe not. You have to listen to your body here and then respond accordingly. Deep hip breaths here. And every exhale, you allow your tailbone to drop heavy towards the earth. Imagine there's a pendulum hanging reaching towards the center of the earth. It helps you can do Ujjayi breathing, the ocean breath, restricting your inhale and exhale at your throat to create some extra fire. Taking 5 final breaths here. And then carefully releasing, shifting the weight towards the right hip. And coming back to tabletop. And from here, you might want to come either in belly down Shavasana, lying down on your belly, or coming into a seat or child's pose. If you come into a seat, you can bring your hands next to your body, placing the forehead down. Releasing your shoulders and arms so you can rest. And slowly making your way onto your belly. Going forward, you can slide forward, imagining you're a snake. Preparing here for Sphinx shape. You can come onto your lower arms, palms are facing down towards the earth. Your elbows and your shoulders are about in a line, and hands are shoulder wide apart. Now, if you take a look back to your legs, you might want to bring your feet together. If you feel tension in your lower back, you can take your feet wider so there's more space. And I'll let your head hang for a moment. Maybe you shake it out, maybe you stick the tongue out. And then inhale, open your chest here for our Sphinx, connecting to the heart. If you want, you can take a block and place it under your forehead. Breathing through your whole spine here. Releasing the shoulders towards the earth. Releasing your fingers and toes. Focusing on allowing the chest to stay open. And every exhale, your belly and your pubic bone are melting deeper towards the floor. Soften in your jaw for the final 5 breaths. And whenever you feel complete, vertebra after vertebra, you can lower down, placing your forehead onto your hands as a pillow. Maybe wiggling the hips gently and resting. If you're resting on one side of the ear, you can do that. I'll just let you know when it's time to switch. Slowly switch your head to the opposite side. Taking your final breaths as you center the head. And from belly down, you can find your way back into your dragon's cave, child's pose. Taking the knees wider than your hips, bringing the toes to touch and sitting on your heels, extending the arms forward. Forehead is resting on the floor. Deep belly breath here. Arriving first, and then bringing awareness to wherever you feel the most sensations in your physical body. Exploring your inner journey here. Maybe bringing your hands into the Kali sword here. And then with an exhale, cutting through your illusions. Bringing the hands towards your spine. 3 more deep breaths here. Remembering your intention, why you're here. And slowly making your way to tabletop. Hands and knees. We are getting ready for our dragon's flow. I'll be opening first the right side of our body and then the left side. So this is a great moment if you need to go to the bathroom to go now. If any time you need to leave a dragon, you can always adapt, adjust, and also you can exit it slowly. But just make sure you move very carefully and very, very slowly so your body can keep trusting you. So bring your hand towards the center and step your right foot forward. Doing whatever you need to do with the left knee, I just slide it back. Opening the heart here with the next inhale. And then as you exhale, close your eyes, tune into your body. Every exhale, you allow your hips to drop down towards the earth. Releasing the jaw, the neck, the toes, and fingers. And whenever you need to this journey, you can do the Kali breath, and this is inhaling through the nose. And then exhaling, extending the tongue out. What is it that you not just want to let go, but you need to let go in order to grow and step fully into your soul's purpose? Maybe things you like, things you dislike. Maybe this is just a reset to remember what truly matters to you. 5 final breaths here. winged dragon. For a winged dragon, there are two options. One is to just point your right toes towards the outer edge of your mat. The second option is to let your right knee drop to the side, coming onto the outer edge of your right foot. Taking a few deep breaths here. Surrendering. Letting yourself be taken where you need to go, and not necessarily where you've planned to go and explore. Releasing the jaw here. Really feeling that inner fire rising up towards the heart. Or 5 more deep breaths. Dragon flying low. You can lower down onto your forearms, maybe having a pillow blocks beneath them. Maybe you want to go all the way down, however your body allows you. Releasing the head, the face, the shoulders, and the neck. And staying here, closing the eyes, turning inwards. Allowing that fire to melt away, whatever is not needed anymore. Let it be purified and transformed. Allow yourself to soften here. Remembering your intention. Taking your final breaths here, really surrendering, letting the body soften, the resistance drop, the control, the holding on to what you think should be instead of embracing what is. Very, very carefully. You can just come back onto your hands first, remove the props, and then bringing your knee back into baby dragon. Our final dragon on this side is the sleeping dragon, also known as sleeping swan. Then bring your right hand to the outer edge of your right foot and slowly walk your right foot towards your, placing your knee down onto the earth and coming onto your fingertips, lifting yourselves up and out of your hips for a moment, opening the heart as you exhale and you lower down onto your forearms. Maybe you want to place a blanket or a block on your right buttocks so it has some grounding. Shifting your weight here towards center. And then maybe you want to bring your hands into the Kali Mudra, placing your foreheads down, or just resting on your forearms. Taking a few deep, deep breaths into your glutes, especially the right one. And exhale. Allowing gravity to take over and to take. Allowing your heart to melt forward. And if your hands are there, you might just want to open your palm towards the sky as a sign of surrendering, of trusting the process you're in, and also the divine timing for everything unfolding in the right time. You have your hands in the Kali Mudra, you can take them over your head. If you be radically honest to yourself in this moment, what would you allow yourself to truly see in its raw truth? Bring your hands down and opening the palms towards the sky. Remembering to breathe. Taking deep breaths here. And carefully just come back on this. And rolling over our right hand or a block, and then resting here in embryo. Making sure you take care of the candles around you. And then just rest here, allowing your breath to just flow naturally. Letting the body fully to soften here. Time is our eventual death and the destruction of all things. Hence, Kali is also death, yet death is not merely annihilation, but the doorway to the eternal. Death is merely the ending of what has no real substance. It eliminates the inessential to reveal the essential. Spiritual death, the death of the separate self, is the way to eternal life. Life and death are the rhythms of time, the ebb and flow of the eternal sea. Kali is the life that exists in death and the death that exists in life. To be conscious of life in death and death in life is one of our meditational approaches. To die daily is her daily worship. This is to die to all the things of thought, our worries, cares, anxieties, ambitions, loves and hates, likes and dislikes. It is to daily cast our minds into the highest flame of the fire of awareness. Every day before we sleep, we should empty the mind as if each day were an hour less. And then we can be reborn again and again and again. And allow ourselves to see the things through different lenses. Be like, oh, I've done this in this way, but maybe that's not the only way. And maybe this way doesn't even suit me anymore. My system, my body, my mind, my emotions, and what I truly desire. And is it what I've truly desired so far, still what I desire now? For the second part of our Dragon's journey, I chose another card, and it's Let Love Transform. As you're in your child's pose or dragon's cave, The knees wide, sitting on the heels, allowing yourself to really imagine how you're mounting to the floor, emptying yourself. Who are you really, truly, and eternally? Yet we all must die. We must lose all of our attachments, including our own body and mind, are clinging to things that has never allowed us to hold on to them anyway. It has only bred frustration because we lose them eventually. Hence, the sacrifice of the mortal nature is something that is inevitable. If we do it voluntarily, we gain immortality. If we are forced to do it involuntarily, we fail into the confusion of repeated births in a vain attempt to satisfy our unfulfilled desires. Final three breaths here. And then slowly come into tabletop, bringing your left hand inwards and taking a step forward with your left leg, sliding your right knee towards the back of the space. Baby dragon. Now you have your tools. I won't say too much, I'll be just reading from time to time. If there is something. Softening even the skin on your head here. really tuning into more subtle layers in your physical and emotional and energetic body. What is still lurking around? What is being attached to you or you're being attached to it? Floating in your space. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, stick your tongue out. Winged dragon. Let your left knee fall out to the side, come onto the outer edge of your left foot, or point your left toes towards the outer edge of your mat. Every exhale you surrender. Let your physical body become heavy and so your thoughts can be released towards the center of the earth. And what is this holding on to things that don't serve you, do to you? How is it keeping you safe? 5 more deep breaths here. Dragon flying low. You can come into your lower arms or wherever your body takes you. Bringing the hands maybe in the Kali Mudra. And releasing the head, the neck, the jaw, the hips. Surrendering all resistance. Letting these parts of yourself die that need to die tonight. So you can transform and shift and morph into something new. Kali develops forms only to take us beyond form. When her force awakens within us, she works to break down all limitations and attachments so that we might transcend the entire field of the unknown. Those who seek to merge themselves into the unknown, formless, uncreate, nirvanic field are true worshippers of Kali. Allow yourself to really breathe deeply here. It's your life force. The blood pulsating, the heart beating, you're alive. In the human body, air exists in the form of prana, the breath or the life force. Kali is our very life energy, which does not belong to us but to the Divine Mother. This life energy also brings about our death when it departs from the body on its journey to the subtle worlds. In the movement of the breath, you experience the reality of Kali, or the great rhythm of life and death. Making a few more deep breaths here. Tuning into what you're letting go, what is time to be transformed, which forms of yourself, identities, ideas, personas, what you think you are, can it just die? Or do you think this is who you truly are? So you fear to die. Your eternal self will always live. However, the form appears or disappears. Deep inhale, exhale, Kali tongue. If you can, bring your hands into the Kali Mudra and move your hands towards the back of your head, cutting through what holds you back. Thoughts, ideas, versions of yourself that you are not anymore. One more deep breath into your heart here. Hold the breath and then exhale. And very, very carefully come to your hands. And just come back into baby dragon first, removing the props or just shifting them forward because you might need them in your sleeping swan or sleeping dragon. Moving the hands slightly forward as you walk your left foot towards your right wrist, bring the knees back, lifting yourself up and out of your hips, and then exhaling, lowering down onto your lower arms and any props you have. Deep breaths, maybe bringing the hands in the Kali Mudra, maybe opening the palms towards the sky. Scanning the body from the toes to the top of the head and softening, surrendering, giving up that control. Letting your body open in its own time and pace. Letting the mind listen. The more we seek beauty on the outside, the more we lose our life. The more we seek beauty with Him, the more we go beyond death. Divine beauty is terror because it pales all the beauty and glory of mortal life. Beauty is only reflected in form. It really belongs to the eternal. When the flower wilts, as it must, it's not beauty that passes away, but merely the form on which beauty is reflected. Taking your final breaths here. Whenever you feel ready, just come into your lower arms and shift your weight over the left hip, resting your head on your blocks or arm in embryo pose, allowing your breath to flow to the heart in and out. Exhaling to the mouth so you can let go. Remembering your intention here and repeating it 3 times. And maybe it has shifted and transformed as you've died in the ceremony. And from here, you can slowly make your way onto the back. Lie flat on your back. And then bend your knees and walk your feet towards your sitting bones. And just have a look around and try to relocate a block or a book or a very firm pillow or folded firm blanket. And place it next to your left hip. Bringing the hands onto your hips here for a moment, really breathing into the hips and into the hands. As you exhale, gently just press slightly your lower back into the floor. Bringing awareness to this part of your body. Maybe gently massaging it as you're preparing for supported bridge. So we're gonna lift the hips gently, but just as far as we need to slide our block in the lowest setting under our lower back. You can leave your legs as they are, bring the knees maybe together if this is supportive, or you can extend your feet onto the floor. Arms can be spread out wide or towards the back of your space. Well, then just breathe here into this opening, while letting all this fire, all these things we stirred up, melt towards the center of your heart and be purified. Every exhale, words become heavy. Taking 5 more deep breaths here. Expanding with every inhale. And if your legs are extended, just start moving your toes. Bend your knees and walk your feet back, bringing the hands onto the hips. Full breath in and out. And then we'll gently lift the hips, slide the block away, and really carefully lower down. Just rest here for a moment. If it feels good, you can have your knees into your chest for a moment. You can rock from side to side. And then bring your feet back down. Having your block next to your left hip for our twist. Bring the hands to the hips and gently lift your hips, shift them to the right. As you bring your right leg on top of the left, wrapping it around. As you exhale, let your knees drop to the left side, walking the shoulder blades away. Arms can be spread out wide or touching your physical body. Head can stay centered or show towards the opposite side of your legs, so towards the right. Just remember which variations you're taking now. For a moment, save this for the next side. Taking a few deep belly breaths to arrive. As you soften into this shape. Releasing your jaw here and your neck. Few more breaths here. Fully center your head and then bring your hands to touch your thighs as you guide your knees back to center. For a full breath in and out. Now shift your prop to your right hip. Bring the hands to the hips and lift your hips gently to the left side. As you inhale your left leg up, wrap it around the right. And then exhale, let your knees fall out to the right side. Walking the shoulder blades away and taking the same variation with your arms and your head as you've taken before. With every inhale, your upper body expands. With every exhale, your knees and your shoulder blades and head become heavy. Five more breaths. Slowly center your head. Bring your hands to touch your thighs. Guiding the knees back to center. And then hug your knees into the chest. Before we move into Shavasana, we'll ground our spine with happy baby pose. So you lift your feet and the soles of your feet show towards the sky as you bring your hands between your knees and then grab your outer edges of the feet. The knees become heavy, you can really let them ground, releasing your shoulders here. Tucking the chin slightly in and then maybe rocking a few times from side to side before finding stillness. Breathing into your hips and groins, and allowing the lower back to ground with the earth. And then carefully come back into a knee hug. Give yourself a loving hug here. As we'll be moving into Shavasana, you can extend your legs down onto the mat, maybe placing a rolled up blanket or bolster under your knees, covering yourself, maybe covering even the eyes, your head. Palms of the hands are facing up, arms are resting next to the body. Let your feet fall out and we'll take a deep inhale here. From the feet all the way up to the top of your head, hold the breath for a moment. And then slowly exhale through the nose, let it all go. Knowing that this is a safe space to rest, recharge, and integrate this journey. So that when you come back, you're feeling centered, clear, nourished, and ready to do what you need to do. And let go of what you need to let go of. Abandon all these attitudes of wanting to prolong pleasure and avoid suffering. Let the heart be itself and feel whatever is there. Freed from clinging and avoiding, the heart regains its poise and reveals in creation. Plunging deep into its center, discover that the heart is moved by a pulse that is everywhere. Abandon all these attitudes of wanting to prolong pleasure and avoid suffering. Let the heart be itself and feel whatever is there, freed from clinging and avoiding. The heart regains its poise and reveals in creation. Plunging deep into its center, discover that the heart is moved by a pulse that is everywhere. Start deepening your breath here. Feel life pulsating through you. And then remember your intention and repeat 3 times internally. Start moving your toes, your fingers, your head from side to side. And then reach your arms over the head for a nice stretch. Enjoying this coming back, rebirth. And then bend your knees and hug your knees into your chest. As you roll over to your right side, and then make your way into a seated, comfortable position. As we'll close our ceremony with the Kali mantra. And sometimes we don't know what it is that we are releasing, what we need to create space for, because it's just a thinking mind. It's just so much it can see, but what's beyond? And what is it that our souls really came to do here? What is it that our hearts are craving beyond, the human back and forth? This is it, what we can bring into this mantra. The intention can be to simply remove whatever obstacle is there that holds us back from truly stepping into our soul's purpose here on earth, trusting our hearts, trusting our intuition. So we'll simply repeat the word Kali for 108 times. If you have a mala, you can take it into your hand. If not, just stay here and repeat it. We'll repeat it loud if you can. You can also whisper it, or whatever you can do at your home. So inhale, lengthen your spine, really through the crown of your head. Exhale, release your hips, your body should be soft and full. Taking a full breath in and out. And then inhale to start our mantra. Kali, 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 Kali. Bring your hands in the Kali Mudra in front of your heart. Gently bowing the head down towards your heart. Breathing into the heart and holding the breath at the top as long as it feels good. And letting your heart expand. What have been some desires, some wishes, some visions you've been seeing? They've been coming back and back and again and again. Maybe already from childhood, and maybe you've forgotten about it. But what is moving you from deep inside? And can you allow yourself the next days to start listening to it? And if you don't know what to do, first ask. Ask your universe, your colleague, your God, however you pray. Ask, how should I start? Where should I start? And then listen to the messages and messengers and go for it. No matter how extraordinary or ordinary the answers might be. And there's this funny saying, it's like, one man has been praying and praying to, be a millionaire. And then one day God answered, please just go buy a lottery. Like we have to do our steps too. So we close the space with our as we started. So take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale for Om. Thank you so much for riding the dragons with me tonight. So I won't say much. You might want to journal. Maybe you want to go have a hot bath. Please smudge your home, every single corner. And it's full moon cycle right now. So for this next full moon cycle, you can do this mantra every day. Or, till the 28th of February. and just see what happens. It's very transformative, and it's definitely gonna shake your world up. Um, the best ways long term, really living from your heart, and be creative and allow yourself to create instead of distract. So notice where in your life are you taking away from your own experience. Where are you stealing from yourself? Where are you creating drama and distraction? And instead of creating um, and honoring and watering the seeds we planted, the intentions we have, and read and enjoy and play, and. So feel free to journal and clear your home, not tonight, but like checking out what is stuck and how can I align myself more in my life with my heart. Yeah. So, wow, thank you so much. Feel free if you want to share anything, you can share. You can also just leave and know that you can write me anytime. I'm really grateful that we could share this evening together. And yeah, just trust and drink lots of water and rest after these dragons. So, oh, if you're still here, I actually pulled cards for you that are live watching, and I just wanna show you the cards, but from close. And I'll send you the text, but you can just see for a moment what it means for you. So, Chiara, this is for you, the human gift. Yeah. Then, Olivia, this is for you, Laila. Just look at her posture. And Doris, divine discontent. Yeah. I'll send you the text. I can't put them here in the chat, but yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate, and yeah, have a good rest. Oh, of course, if you want to share, I'll stay for a moment. Yeah, I also felt it was intense. I could feel it. I'm like, I feel like I need food. I know it's late, but I don't know if anyone else feels like that. Like, I really need food. I've been burning through some things. So, yeah, thank you. Oh my gosh. So I'll just send you the text of your cards so you can tune into that and really take time to journal and yeah, write some things down. Yeah, me too. Yeah, have dinner. And yeah, thank you. So, ladies, I'm gonna leave you and I'll just send you the texts either on Instagram or WhatsApp or where we're, messaging.